There comes a moment in every man's life when he realizes, quietly, painfully, that attraction isn't about what he gives, it's about what he is. You've probably felt it, that hollow silence after a woman smiles politely and turns away. That sting in your chest when she laughs at another man's words but not yours. That sinking, invisible truth. I'm not being seen. Not really. I know that place. I've lived there, nights lying awake, replaying conversations in my head thinking, if only I had said this instead, if only I'd been cooler, smoother, funnier. Every mistake carved itself into me until I realized something brutal but freeing. Women don't lose interest because we're not enough. They lose interest because of the way we show up. What I'm about to share with you are 8 mistakes I made so often they almost defined me until I finally saw the pattern, broke it, and felt everything change. Mistake 1. You pedestalize her before she earns it. When you pedestalize a woman, you're not just being nice, you're teaching her how to see you. You're showing her without words that you believe she's above you, and once she feels that, you've already lost tension. I used to do this all the time. There was this girl at a cafe I went to every morning, beautiful in that soft, dangerous way that makes you stumble on your words. The first day I saw her, I did exactly what most men do. Smiled too fast, ordered something I didn't even want just to stand there longer, threw little compliments like breadcrumbs. Inside, my head was a storm. Please notice me, please like me. Nothing happened. She gave me polite smiles, then went back to her work. I walked home feeling small, like I'd auditioned for a part I didn't get. A week later, I tried something different. Same cafe, same goal. But before I even walked in, I told myself, she's beautiful, yes, but can she match me? Can she make me laugh? Can she hold my attention? That one thought shifted my body. I stopped rushing. My eyes stayed steady. I ordered exactly what I wanted and asked her, is it always this quiet in here? Calm, neutral, not a compliment, just a human interaction. Something changed. She looked up, studied me, smiled for real this time and said, not when you're here. It was a small line, but it was the first time she engaged first, because I didn't hand her the crown, she had to reach for mine. This is what I want you to practice. Please don't go out tomorrow and try to act aloof or cocky. That's just another mask. All I want you to do is, before you approach a woman, pause and ask yourself, what does she have beyond her looks? Can she match my world? That question will settle you. It will slow your voice. It will stop you from giving free value. And that's the shift she feels. Just the quiet confidence of a man who doesn't worship for free. Lock this into your chest. I never give the crown for free. Repeat it under your breath if you have to, because once you stop pedestalizing, everything else we'll talk about starts to work on its own. Mistake 2. You over-explain yourself. This one is sneaky because most men don't even realize they're doing it. You think you're just being polite or clear or showing interest, but what you're really doing is drowning her in words. Words that carry the hidden message. Please don't misunderstand. Please like me. Please see me as good enough. I'll give you a story. A few years ago, I was out with friends and got introduced to this girl. She asked me a simple question. So what do you do? And instead of answering straight, I launched into a 10-minute TED talk about my work, my projects, why I do them, how I feel about them. I thought I was being thorough, showing passion. Halfway through, I saw it in her eyes. She wasn't listening anymore. She was nodding, but her attention had drifted, and then she excused herself to go find her friend. That's when it hit me. My need to over-explain had killed the vibe. Not because my story was boring, but because the subtext was desperate. Here's the psychology. When you explain too much, you're not just sharing information, you're seeking validation. You're basically saying, do you see me now? Do I make sense? Am I enough? Women don't get hooked on men who try to prove themselves. They get hooked on men who can state something in one sentence and then let the silence do the rest. Think of it like poker. The guy with the winning hand doesn't need to explain his cards. He just lays them down calm. The guy with the weak hand keeps rambling, justifying, bluffing, hoping someone will fold. Guess who gets respected? Here's the fix, and I really want you to try this, please. Next time someone asks you a question, give the short, clean version. Then stop. Don't fill the silence. Don't back it up with reasons. Just watch her reaction. If she wants more, she'll pull it out of you. And that's where the power is, when she's the one chasing for more detail, not you vomiting it out. I tried this a while back. A woman asked me the same dreaded, what do you do? Instead of the essay, I just said, I build things online. And then I shut up. She tilted her head, smiled, and said, what kind of things? Boom. Now she's investing. Now she's curious. Same me, different frame. Please don't rob yourself of this power by over-explain. Every extra word you add beyond what's needed is like handing her your value one coin at a time. Lock this line into your mind. If it takes me 10 minutes to prove, it's already lost. Mistake free, you chase every signal. This one cuts deep because it feels so natural. She smiles at you. You rush to smile back. She texts, "Hey," you reply in 2 seconds with free emojis. She leans in. You lean twice as close. On the surface, it feels like connection, but underneath, it's training. You're acting like her dog, waiting for treats. I remember this one girl I used to talk to late at night. She'd drop a little breadcrumb, weird, at 11:30 p.m. No effort, no depth. And me? I'd light up like Christmas. I'd write a full paragraph back, trying to be witty, funny, deep, all at once. She'd reply with one word. Then I'd try harder. The more signals she gave, the more I chased. And here's what I learned the hard way. The more you chase signals, the less she respects the man behind them. Because attraction isn't built on how fast you respond. It's built on whether you make her earn your attention. Please understand this. Women test without even knowing they're testing. That smile, that short text, that glance. Half the time it's just her tossing a stone in the water to see if you'll jump. If you leap every time, she knows exactly how much power she has over you. And nothing kills desire faster than certainty. Think of it like fishing. The fish doesn't bite the worm if it's too easy, sitting stiff on the hook. The movement, the pause, the unpredictability, that's what draws the bite. You chasing every signal is like leaving the hook naked. No game, no mystery. Here's what I want you to do instead. The next time she gives you a weak signal, don't jump. Pause, breathe. If she sends a lazy, "Hey," don't send an essay, match her energy, or even go lower. One word back, or wait an hour before you reply. Let her feel the gap. Let her lean in. Please don't sell yourself short by chasing crumbs. You're not built for scraps. You're built to be the table she wants to sit at. Mistake 4. You block instead of flowing. Picture this. You're talking to a woman and she teases you. You're kinda quiet, aren't you? Most guys panic. They stiffen up, defend themselves, maybe laugh nervously and say, "No, I'm not quiet. I'm just tired." That's blocking, and blocking kills energy. I used to do this without even realizing it. I remember one night, a girl looked at my shoes and smoked. "Those are interesting." Instead of flowing with it, I got defensive. I said, "Well, they're actually expensive. I just didn't feel like wearing my better pair." She smiled politely, but I felt the shift. I had killed the spark by protecting myself instead of letting her energy move through me. So, let me tell you a golden rule I want you to remember for the rest of your life. Attraction is playful tension. When you block, you shatter that tension. It's like jamming a stick into the gears. Instead of giving her something to bounce off, you end the dance. Think of it like martial arts. In judo, you never meet force with force. You redirect it. You let her push and you pull. You let her pull and you push. That's flow. That's why some guys can turn teasing into flirtation and why other guys end up looking awkward. Here's a simple fix. Please try this. Next time she throws a test, don't defend, don't explain, flip it. If she says, "You're so quiet," you smirk and go, "I was waiting to see if you'd say something worth answering." If she says, "Those shoes are interesting," you grin and say, "Careful, don't stare too long, you'll get jealous." Now you've flowed, you've kept the tension alive. Brother, I need you to understand this. Blocking comes from fear. Flowing comes from security. When you flow, you show her you're not shaken, you're not small, you're not on trial, you're just here, grounded, and ready to play. Mistake 5. You seek approval instead of giving it. This is one of the deadliest ones, because it's invisible. You don't say, "Please like me," but everything about you whispers it. The way you lean in too close, the way you laugh a little too hard at her jokes, the way you phrase your words like a question, hoping she'll nod in agreement. I've been there. I once went on a date with a woman I thought was way out of my league. Every time she spoke, I agreed. She loved sushi, I loved sushi. She hated hiking. Suddenly, I hated hiking. By the end of the night, I thought I was showing her how compatible we were, but her eyes told me the truth. She was bold. Why? Because I wasn't a man in her eyes. I was a mirror. Here's the psychology. When you seek approval, you hand her the role of judge. And once she's the judge, the game is over. She doesn't feel excitement. She feels power. And women don't fall for the men they judge. They fall for the men they want to impress. Think of it like a stage. If you're always dancing for her applause, she sees you as a performer. Entertaining? Maybe. Attractive? Never. The real power shift happens when she's the one performing for you. When she starts saying things like, "Do you like this dress? Are you having fun? Am I your type?" That's when attraction is alive, because she's seeking your stamp of approval. Please don't live as a man who begs silently with his eyes. The fix is simple, but it takes guts. Next time you feel that urge to agree just to stay safe, flip it. Challenge her lightly. If she says, "I hate sushi," you smirk and say, "That's because you've only had the cheap stuff." If she says, "I love hiking," you shrug and say, "I don't think you could keep up with me." Do you see the difference? Now she's the one leaning forward, trying to prove herself. Brother, I want you to remember this. Approval is the most expensive currency you have. Don't give it away for free. Make her earn it. Mistake 6. You hide behind masks. A lot of men think women reject them for who they are. The truth, women reject men for who they pretend to be. The mask kills you faster than any flaw ever could. I'll tell you a story. Back when I first started learning about attraction, I thought I had to be the funny guy. I'd crack jokes non-stop, keep the energy high, never let silence breathe, and yeah, some girls laughed, but they laughed like you laugh at a clown. Fun for a second, forgettable the next. None of them stuck around, because deep down, I wasn't letting them see me. I was hiding behind the mask of humor. Other men wear different masks. The tough guy mask, flexing muscles, bragging about fights, walking like a boulder. The mystery intellectual mask, dropping quotes, using big words, trying to sound deep. Or the Mr. Cool mask, fake indifference, never showing emotion, as if being human is weakness. Please listen to me here. Women don't bond with masks, they bond with the man underneath. A mask might spark interest for 5 minutes, but it can't hold her. What holds her is the man who can sit in silence without fear. The man who doesn't need to fill every space with jokes or noise. The man who's not scared of being seen exactly as he is. Think of it like a fire. The mask is kindling, it burns fast, but it dies even faster. Your real presence, that's the log. It burns slow, deep, steady. That's what she feels in her chest when she goes home and can't stop thinking about. Here's your fix, and I want you to try this. The next time you're with a woman, resist the urge to perform. If you feel silence, don't rush to fill it. Sit in it. Look at her calmly. Breathe. Let her see that you're comfortable just being there. That one moment of raw presence is worth more than 100 fake jokes or flex muscles. Brother, I care that you hear this. Your flaws won't scare her away. Your masks will. Mistake 7. You refuse to walk away. Every man hits this test sooner or later. You like her, you want her, and then she crosses a line. Maybe she disrespects you in front of her friends. Maybe she flakes 3 times in a row. Maybe she plays hot and cold, leaving you hanging. And what do most guys do? They swallow it, they bend, they cling, hoping that if they just hold on tighter, she'll come around. I used to be that guy. There was a girl I liked so much it hurt. She knew it too, and she played with it. Cancelled plans last minute, texted back after days with one-word answers, even flirted with another guy right in front of me. And me, I stayed. I told myself, she's just testing me. If I prove how much I care, she'll see my value. But here's what really happened. Every time I stayed after she crossed a line, I confirmed the story in her head. This man needs me more than he needs himself. And once a woman believes that, she can't desire you. At best, she pities you. At worst, she uses you. Please understand this, brother. Women don't fall for men who bend at every storm. They fall for the man who can stand still, look her in the eyes, and walk away when his principles are violated. That's not arrogance. That's self-respect. And self-respect is the root of all attraction. Think of it like a contract. If one side keeps breaking the deal and the other side keeps signing anyway, the contract means nothing. Attraction works the same way. Your willingness to walk away is what gives your presence weight. Without it, you're just another man begging for scraps. Here's the fix, and I know it's hard, but please try it. The next time a woman disrespects you, don't argue, don't explain, don't beg. Just calmly withdraw. No drama, no speeches, just silence and distance. That moment will do one of 2 things. Either she realizes she crossed the line and adjusts, or she doesn't, and you free yourself for someone better. Either way, you win. You can't hold on to her and your dignity at the same time. One of them has to go. Lock this line into your mind. I would rather lose her than lose myself. Mistake 8. You give certainty too early. This is the silent killer of attraction. You think you're being romantic, honest, open. You tell her exactly how you feel too soon. I really like you. I can see us together. You're perfect. You think you're building a bridge, but what you're really doing is cutting the rope that kept her climb. I learned this the hard way. I once told a woman I loved her after only a few weeks. I meant it, or at least I thought I did. The next day, she wasn't warmer. She was colder. She didn't text back as fast. She didn't laugh as easily. She wasn't cruel. She just wasn't drawn anymore. And it broke me until I understood the psychology. Here's the truth. Women are addicted to tension, not certainty. They want to wonder, to feel, to chase the mystery of, does he like me as much as I like him? That question is the electricity that keeps her invested. The second you give her total certainty, the game is over. She has you. She owns you. And with ownership comes boredom. Please listen. This doesn't mean you never show affection. It means you control the dosage. You give her warmth, but you also give her challenge. You give her attention, but you also give her space. You show her glimpses of your feelings, but you don't hand her the whole script. That balance is what makes her addicted. Think of it like a series on Netflix. Imagine if episode 1 gave you the ending. Would you keep watching? No. You'd feel cheated. The thrill is in the suspense, the cliffhangers, the what happens next. That's attraction. That's why giving certainty too early kills it. Here's your fix. Next time you feel the urge to confess everything, stop. Instead of, I I really like you, say, you're fun, but I'm still figuring out if you fit my world. Instead of, you're perfect, say, you're interesting, but I don't know if you can handle me yet. Do you see? You're giving her a spark of validation, but wrapping it in mystery. Now she has something to prove. Brother, I care that you don't rush to give away all your cards. She doesn't want the ending. She wants the